Mr. Sergeant at Arms.
All persons not entitled to privileges of the floor under the rules of the Senate must now vacate the chamber.
Please rise for the invocation by Pastor Brant Jones, Providence Baptist Church, Irving, Kentucky, guest of the Senator from Perry, and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Let us go, Lord, in prayer. Dear Father, we come humbly bowing into your presence at this moment. Thank you for the wonderful blessing of coming before your holy presence in prayer. We thank you, Father, for the ability for us, through your only Son, the mediator, to bring before you every aspect of our lives. Father, this afternoon we lift up specifically the leaders of this Senate. Father, as your word calls us in Timothy chapter 2, verses 1 through 2, stating, first of all, then I urge you that entreaties and prayers, petitions and thanksgivings be made on behalf of all men, for kings and all who are in authority, so that we may lead a tranquil and quiet life in all godliness and dignity. Father, I lift up these men and women to you. The time of great turmoil in our country, I pray, Father, that they work well together, Father, and that through them, with godliness and dignity, Father, that you grant them peace and understanding, Father, as they lead our great commonwealth. As discussion continues, as legislative process advances, I pray we see you work and move, Father, through these elected members to bring strength, a hope, and a continued growth to the state of Kentucky. Father, above all, I pray that you are glorified. For those that bear your name, I pray they represent you well. For our senators, I pray that you use them well. Lead them, Father, in every decision that is made, every vote that is cast, every bill that enters and leaves these chambers. We pray for their protection, Father, that they be guarded and protected by your hand. We thank you, Father, for the freedom we have to gather to make decisions for the future of Kentucky. We thank you for our beautiful bluegrass state. We pray we honor you with all and with both of these. Father, in your holy and precious name of your Son, Jesus, we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Madam Clerk, if you would please call the roll.
Senator Berg. Senator Boswell. Senator Carpenter.
Boswell's here.
Okay. Senator Carroll. Senator Chambers Armstrong. Senator Clemens. Senator Deneen. Senator Douglas. Senator Elkins. Senator Funky Fromeyer. Senator Girdler. Senator Givens. Senator Herron. Senator Higdon. Senator Howell. Senator Maiden. Senator Mays Bledsoe. Senator McDaniel. Senator Meredith. Senator Mills. Senator Neal. Senator Nemes. Senator Nunn. Senator Rocky Adams. Senator Rawlings. Senator Reed. Senator Richardson. Senator Smith. Senator Stivers. Senator Storm. Senator Thomas. Senator Tishner. Senator Webb. Senator West. Senator Wheeler. Senator Williams. Senator Wilson. Senator Wise.
Any member seeking recognition for the purpose of answering the roll? Seeing none, there being 34 members present, a quorum is declared. The Senate is authorized and prepared to do business. First order of business would be excuse of absent senators. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I move that the absent senators be excused, please.
Without objection, the absent senators are excused. Next order of business would be approval of the journal. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I move that the Journal from Wednesday, February 11, 2026 be approved as written.
Without objection, the journal from Wednesday, February 11th, 2026 is approved as written. Senator from Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. President. We welcome all of our visitors today that visit us in the annex. There was a lot of people I know from the healthcare industries as well as our ad districts and others that were with us. We thank them for traveling to Frankfort. We also welcome those that are watching us from KET and also live stream, or they may be in the annex from the viewing area that we have there, Mr. President. Thank you.
Thank you. Next order of business will be second reading of bills on the calendar. Mr. Clerk, do you have a report? Please proceed.
For Thursday, February 12th, 2026, second reading of bills on the calendar. Senate Bill 9, an act relating to housing districts, Senator Mills. Senate Bill 56, an act relating to utilization controls for non-opioid analgesics in the Medicaid program, Senator Neal. Senate Bill 57, an act relating to nuclear energy development, Senator Carroll. Senate Bill 69, an act relating to the Autism Spectrum Disorder Trust Fund and declaring an emergency, Senator Rocky Adams. Senate Bill 72, an act relating to the recruitment and retention of health care professionals and declaring an emergency, Senator Douglas. Senate Bill 110, an act relating to motor vehicles, Senator Howell. And Senate Bill 141, an act relating to legal advertisements, Senator Givens.
I can't file this. We're taking first today.
Conclude your report. Thank you, sir. All those bills and resolutions having just received their second reading are now in the possession of the Rules Committee for further action. Next order of business is report of committees. I assume you have a report on that? Please continue.
The Economic Development, Tourism, and Labor Committee has met and reports Senate Bill 52 should pass with Senate Committee Sub 1. The Education Committee has met and reports Senate Bill 152 should pass with Senate Committee Sub 1. The Judiciary Committee has met and reports Senate Bill 125 should pass with Senate Committee Sub 1. Also, the Judiciary Committee reports Senate Joint Resolution 74 should pass. Veterans, Military Affairs, and Public Protection Committee reports Senate Bill 47 should pass. Senate Bill 104 should pass. Senate Bill 159 should pass.
Does that conclude your report?
It does.
Those bills and resolutions, if any, having received a favorable committee report, shall be considered as having their first reading and are to be placed upon the calendar. Next order of business is introduction of new bills and resolutions, but prior to doing that, the Chair would recognize the Senator from Grayson.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Clerk of the House is here to communicate with our Senate.
Madam Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, the House has passed House Bills 44, 66, 305, 313, 432, and House Joint Resolution 25, and respectfully request concurrence to this honorable body.
Thank you, Madam Clerk. Mr. Clerk, now would you please go ahead with the introduction of new bills and resolutions?
New bills and resolutions. Senate Bill 189, an act relating to the regulation of virtual currency kiosks, Senator Rawlings. Senate Bill 190, an act relating to chronic pain treatments, Senator Funky Fromeyer. Senate Bill 191, an act relating to the Kentucky Kindergarten Readiness Performance-Based Child Care Incentive Pilot Program, Senator Carroll. Senate Bill 192, an act relating to municipal financial reporting, Senator Mays Bledsoe. Senate Joint Resolution 97, joint resolution designating Glen Stykes Memorial Highway in Pulaski County, Senator Girdler.
Does that conclude your report?
It does.
All right, thank you, sir. Next order of business will be orders of the day. Senator from Taylor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, I move that Senate Bill 172 be taken from its place in the orders today, read for the third time by title only, and placed upon its passage.
Mr. Clerk, if you would, please report Senate Bill 172.
Senate Bill 172, an act relating to utility fuel adjustment. Senator Wheeler.
Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I yield to the Senator from Pike for explanation of the bill.
Senator from Pike.
Mr. President, could you please have the clerk report Senate Committee Substitute 1 to Senate Bill 172?
Mr. Clerk, would you please report?
Senate Committee Sub 1 to Senate Bill 172.
Senator from Pike.
Speak on the bill, Mr. President.
Bill or the amendment?
I'm sorry, the
Committee
bill-
sub.
The committee sub.
Please proceed.
Mr. President, Senate Committee Substitute 1 to Senate Bill 172 is a very simple bill. And it's a bill that provides the Public Service Commission with a tool to mitigate some of the spikes and the peaks and valleys and the spikes of the fuel adjustment surcharge that many of us are likely to see on our upcoming electric bills and electric bills in the future. As you know, under current Kentucky law, when a utility has to expend additional money, they are entitled to recover that money through a fuel adjustment clause, and that is a surcharge on a regular electric bill. What Senate Committee Substitute 1 to Senate Bill 172 does is it allows the PSC, upon application of that utility, to spread that cost out over time. And this particularly helps folks on a fixed income because instead of a $100 surcharge, that surcharge can be spread out over 6, 10, and 12 months in an affordable fashion so that these bills are levelized and we do not see, these extreme surcharges that puts, again, people on fixed incomes in a bad position. You know, it's unfortunate we have to be in this situation. I've in discussions with some utilities, both investor-owned utilities and cooperative utilities. During this recent cold spell, gas prices spiked from an average of $5 to $6 an MCF up to $80 to as high as $150 an MCF. These prices are going to be passed on to the consumers, and it's going to create pain. So not only, I'm not going to sit here today and tell you that this is a silver bullet. Energy prices are a problem. And they're a problem that has mainly been brought on by bad policies out of Washington, D.C. that have placed us in an energy economy with not enough supply, increasing demand, and essentially making one of our cheapest baseload fuels illegal. When the war on coal started approximately 15 years ago, Kentucky, and particularly eastern Kentucky, had some of the lowest power rates in the United States of America. And yet, as we have seen that war progress, we have seen prices increase and increase and increase and increase. Not only has that economically devastated my home and forced thousands of people out of work, it has made the lives of the people who have been left behind more difficult and more difficult. Mr. President, we hear the talk of affordability all the time, but we don't hear any talk out of Washington about real solutions to America's energy problems that are going to address affordability. We hear about a Green New Deal. As I said in committee, the only thing green about the Green New Deal for my constituents is the money that it's pulled out of their pockets in increased power bills, unemployment checks, and lost jobs. Mr. President, I want to thank this body for putting this bill on fast track. These electric bills will be coming out for the most part at the end of this month. And in coordination with this body in the House, we're hoping to get this tool to the PSC so that we can mitigate these fuel spikes and help people who are desperate and in need. Again, this is not going to be a silver bullet. I don't want the people looking at home to think this is going to cut your power bill in half. But it's an effort that we can make on a state level while the folks in Washington are trying to figure this out in a way for Main Street and not just for Wall Street. Mr. President, with that being said, I would move for passage of Senate Bill 72 as amended by Senate Committee Substitute 1. The adoption, yeah. Move for it to be I would move for Senate Committee Substitute 1 to Senate Bill 172 to be adopted.
Adoption of Senate Committee Substitute Number 1, seeing no one seeking recognition. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Senate Committee Substitute Number 1 is adopted. Senator from Pike.
Mr. President, I move for passage of Senate Bill 172 as amended by Senate Committee Substitute 1.
The matter before the body is passage of Senate Bill 172 as amended. Seeing no one seeking recognition, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Berg, Senator Boswell, Senator Carpenter, Senator Carroll, Senator Chambers Armstrong, Senator Clemens, Senator Deneen, Senator Douglas, Senator Elkins, Senator Funky Fromeyer, Senator Girdler, Senator Givens, Senator Herron, Senator Higdon, Senator Howell, Senator Maiden, Senator Mays Bledsoe, Senator McDaniel, Senator Meredith, Senator Mills, Senator Neal, Senator Nemes, Senator Nunn, Senator Rocky Adams, Senator Rawlings, Senator Reed, Senator Richardson, Senator Smith, Senator Stivers, Senator Storm, Senator Thomas, Senator Tishner, Senator Webb, Senator West, Senator Wheeler, Senator Williams, Senator Wilson, Senator Wise.
Their vote. Seeing none, there being 38 yeas, no nays, Senate Bill 172 as amended by Senate Committee Substitute Number 1 is passed. Senator from Taylor, action on title amendment.
Mr. President, please have the clerk report Senate Committee Title Amendment 1 to Senate Committee Sub 1 to Senate Bill 172.
Mr. Clerk, please report.
Senate Committee Title Amendment 1 to Senate Committee Sub 1 to Senate Bill 172.
Senator from Taylor.
Move for adoption.
Without objection, Senate Committee Title Amendment Number 1 is adopted. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I move that Senate Bill 160 be taken from its place in the orders of the day, read for the third time by title only, and placed upon its passage.
Mr. Clerk, please report Senate Bill 160.
Senate Bill 160, an act relating to child care centers and declaring an emergency.
Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I yield to the Senator from McCracken for explanation of the bill.
Senator from McCracken.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, Senate Bill 160 simply provides some latitude for the Office of Inspector General when it comes to the revocation or suspension of child care license. And it also puts in place some restrictions stating that in order for a license to be suspended or revoked, the violation itself must be of a nature that justifies that action. The bill also protects new child care centers in that it provides additional oversight during the first 6 months of operation, which was require 2 visits a week. One has to be in person in order to properly train the center on regulations, and it does not allow for the cabinet to issue any violations against a child care center unless the cabinet determines that the violation was committed knowingly after proper training or the violation created an immediate threat to the health and safety of a child or children within that center. Mr. President, this was a bill that we worked with the cabinet on to give them the latitude, and it will support centers and basically just ensure that licensures are being revoked or suspended for proper cause. And Mr. President, this bill does have an emergency clause, and it does apply to any actions that are pending by the cabinet. And if you would, please ask the clerk to report Senate Floor Amendment 1 to Senate Bill 160.
Mr. Clerk, if you would, please report Senate Floor Amendment Number 1.
Senate Floor Amendment Number 1 to Senate Bill 160.
Senator from
McCracken, Mr. President.
McCracken. You've
Thank you,
changed
Mr.
that on me a
President.
few
Mr.
times. Senator from
President,
McCracken.
Senate Floor Amendment 1 simply adds the Cabinet's designee as a provider of Child Care Center weekly support contacts. And if there are no questions, I would move for passage of Senate Bill 160 as amended by Senate Floor Amendment 1.
We need to take action on the floor amendment. I don't believe we adopted it.
Move for adoption, I'm sorry. I thought I had it that time.
That's all right. Matter for the body is adoption of Senate Floor Amendment number 1. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Senate Floor Amendment number 1 is adopted. Senator from McCracken.
It's been a year, Mr. President. Now I would like to move for passage of Senate Bill 160 as amended by Senate Floor Amendment 1.
Matter for the body is passage of Senate Bill 150 as amended.
160, Mr.
160. We're having our difficulties
President.
today.
Get it
on
right,
this
Mr.
one.
President.
So, seeing no one seeking recognition, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Berg. Senator Boswell. Senator Carpenter. Senator Carroll. Senator Chambers Armstrong. Senator Clemens. Senator Deneen. Senator Douglas. Senator Elkins. Senator Funky Fromeyer. Senator Girdler. Senator Givens. Senator Herron. Senator Higdon. Senator Howell. Senator Maiden. Senator Mays Bledsoe. Senator McDaniel. Senator Meredith. Senator Mills. Senator Neal. Senator Nemes. Senator Nunn. Senator Rocky Adams. Senator Rawlings. Senator Reed. Senator Richardson. Senator Smith. Senator Stivers. Senator Storm. Senator Thomas. Senator Tishner. Senator Webb. Senator West. Senator Wheeler. Senator Williams. Senator Wilson. Senator Wise.
Any member seeking recognition to change or explain their vote on Senate Bill 150 as amended? Seeing none, there being 38 yeas, no nays, bill is passed. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I move that Senate Bill 158 be taken from its place in the orders of the day, read for the third time by title only, and placed upon its passage.
Mr. Clerk, if you would, please report Senate Bill 158.
Senate Bill 158, an act relating to vehicle financial protection products. Senator Howell.
Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I yield to the senator from Callaway for explanation of the bill.
Senator from Callaway.
Thank you, Mr. President. This bill involving vehicle financial production products deals with what we normally know in normal parlance as gap insurance. Even though it's not insurance or an insurance product as is defined specifically in the statute, that's how we know it. This is how this comes up in real life. If someone totals out a vehicle that they owe way more on than it's worth, they become upside down in the vehicle. That's the great Kentucky finance term for this, I think. And these products help the consumers by absorbing out that loss so they're not paying on their new vehicle that they need to get to work and take their kids to school, and as well as their prior vehicle. This product is already in place in Kentucky now. This statute puts some regulatory framework and some consumer protections in there. It has all of the guidelines by regulation from the Attorney General to make sure that the products are compliant. It has consumer protections in there for not making sure it's not a voluntary purchase, not a forced purchase. It has financial responsibility and credibility requirements for the companies offering these products to make sure that they have the ability to pay the claims when they come through, and puts the enforcement purview within the Kentucky Attorney General's office. If there are no questions on this bill, I move for passage.
The matter for the body is passage of Senate Bill 158. Seeing no member seeking recognition, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Berg. Senator Boswell. Senator Carpenter. Senator Carroll. Senator Chambers Armstrong, Senator Clemens, Senator Deneen, Senator Douglas, Senator Elkins, Senator Funky Fromeyer, Senator Girdler, Senator Gibbons, Senator Herron, Senator Higdon, Senator Howell, Senator Maiden, Senator Mays Bledsoe, Senator McDaniel, Senator Meredith, Senator Mills, Senator Neal, Senator Nemes, Senator Nunn, Senator Rocky Adams, Senator Rawlings, Senator Reed, Senator Richardson, Senator Smith, Senator Stivers, Senator Storm, Senator Thomas, Senator Tishner, Senator Webb, Senator West, Senator Wheeler, Senator Williams, Senator Wilson, Senator Wise.
Any member seeking recognition to cast, change, or explain their vote? Seeing none, there being 37 yeas, no nays, Senate Bill 158 is passed. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I move that Senate Bill 155 be taken from its place in the orders of the day, read for the third time by title only, and placed upon its passage.
Mr. Clerk, if you would, please report Senate Bill 155.
Senate Bill 155, an act relating to animal health emergencies. Senator Carpenter.
Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I yield to the Senator from Madison for explanation of the bill.
Senator from Madison.
Mr. President, Senate Bill 155 is a bill that will empower the Commissioner of Agriculture to take over, have the ability, whenever there's a state of an emergency, to consult with the veterinarian of the state to be able to do anything with well, I'm sorry about that. My little brain works faster than my mouth does. That happens sometimes. Let me start over here. Senate Bill, let's start over again here. Senate Bill 155 will give the power to the Commissioner of Agriculture to consult with the state veterinarian to declare and manage emergency situations that affect livestock, poultry, or other domestic animals. Emergency situations include the outbreak of communicable diseases, severe weather events that endanger animal welfare by limiting access to feed, water, or other situations in which the potential of life to domesticated animals is imminent to danger. In the past 2 years, this has happened many times. 2 major weather events has happened over the last couple of times and has placed livestock in severe danger. Due to starvation from dehydration, the Commissioner Shell in the past couple of times has had to coordinate with the Governor Beshear for transportation with Secretary Gray to suspend certain rules associated with transportation of feedstock, medicine, to ensure timely delivery of crucial supplies. While Commissioner Shell appreciates the cooperation with these officials, these delays has been inherent and caused major delays. And these delays could result in billions and millions of dollars to this industry. This bill will authorize temporary suspend burdensome procurement and create opportunities to help ensure that this timely delivery of these life-saving supplies saves these animals and helps procure timely savings for this emergency services. The governor does not take away the power for him to be able to still work with the commissioner, and this isn't a stab at the governor. Doesn't matter about his ability to still be involved. This is only about trying to make sure that the agriculture department is able to take care of these life-saving problems. This is a major problem for Kentucky, and we've seen so many issues happen with weather-related issues over the last few years, and this is really about taking care of the agriculture department. With that being said, I ask for passage of Senate Bill 155.
The matter before the body is passage of Senate Bill 155. Chair would recognize the senator from Carter.
Thank you, Mr. President, and thank you, gentleman from Madison. I want to commend Commissioner Shell for his work on the disaster agriculture response, because they testified before our disaster task force this last year, and Commissioner Shell has really been committed and stepped up and has been responsive to the needs in agriculture that arise from disasters, not just weather-related, but we're facing now some severe pathogens that could easily impact adversely, particularly our bovine and equine economy here. So I just want to thank him for being proactive, for helping be a national model and a leader in this, and support the bill by voting aye.
Any other members seeking recognition? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Berg. Senator Boswell. Senator Carpenter. Senator Carroll. Senator Chambers Armstrong. Senator Clemens. Senator Deneen. Senator Douglas. Senator Elkins. Senator Funky Fromeyer. Senator Girdler. Senator Givens. Senator Herron. Senator Higdon. Senator Howell. Senator Maiden. Senator Mays Bledsoe. Senator McDaniel. Senator Meredith. Senator Mills. Senator Neal. Senator Nemes. Senator Nunn. Senator Rocky Adams. Senator Rawlings. Senator Reed. Senator Richardson. Senator Smith. Senator Stivers. Senator Storm. Senator Thomas. Senator Tishner. Senator Webb. Senator West. Senator Wheeler. Senator Williams. Senator Wilson. Senator Wise.
Boswell is an aye. Any other members seeking recognition to change or explain their vote? Seeing none, there being 38 yeas, no nays, Senate Bill 155 is passed. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I move that Senate Bill 153 be taken from its place in the orders of the day, read for the third time by title only, and placed upon its passage.
Mr. Clerk, if you would, please report Senate Bill 153.
Senate Bill 153, an act relating to the prevention of harmful and fraudulent practices. Senator Elkins.
Senator from Taylor.
President, I yield to the Senator from Clark for explanation of the bill.
Senator from Clark.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, please ask the clerk to report Senate Committee Substitute Number 1 to Senate Bill 153.
Mr. Clerk, would you please report Senate Committee Substitute Number 1?
Senate Committee Sub 1 to Senate Bill 153.
Senator from Clark.
Mr. President, the Senate Committee Sub just codifies current practices in fraud investigation and transactions between the Attorney General and the Department of Insurance. And if there are no questions, I move for adoption of Senate Committee Sub Number 1 to Senate Bill 153.
The matter before the body is adoption of the committee substitute. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Senate Committee Substitute Number 1 is adopted. Senator from Clark.
Speak on the bill, Mr. President.
Please proceed.
One of the primary functions of Senate Bill 153 is to address some of the fraudulent activities involving insurance claims here in the Commonwealth. Sometimes these fraudulent activities are a result of bad actors, but more times than not, they're in response to disasters. If you've read press releases lately out of the Attorney General's office, you will know that they're continuing to work tirelessly to combat these issues, from roof contractors, tree and debris removal companies. Senate Bill 153 is a measure that will help support the Attorney General in his efforts to combat the fraudulent practices. This bill closes the current gaps in the Consumer Protection Code. It makes vandalism to property a criminal act and clarifies that when property vandalism is done for the purposes of creating an insurance claim, that is insurance fraud. It allows the Attorney General to have concurrent jurisdiction with the Commonwealth attorneys and the county attorneys in the prosecution of insurance fraud claims. It establishes a post-disaster registry for contractors engaging in the business of roof or siding repairs and the replacement of siding or tree and debris removal. It prohibits the use of door-to-door solicitations during these declared emergencies to protect the safety and the well-being of the consumers, the law enforcement and emergency responders, and the contractors. It does not change other means of marketing and solicitations during this disaster time. The bill does not prevent a homeowner from soliciting an individual or a business on his own. This does establish a post-disaster registry for contractors engaging in the business of roof and siding repairs, replacement, water damage, mitigation, and tree and debris removal. Mr. President, this bill is simply an insurance fraud bill that will create the ability for the Attorney General to pursue these activities and these bad actors. With that, Mr. President, I move for the passage of Senate Bill 153 as adopted by Senate Committee Substitute Number 1.
The matter before the body is passage of Senate Bill 153 as amended. Seeing no one seeking recognition, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Berg. Senator Boswell. Senator Carpenter. Senator Carroll. Senator Chambers Armstrong. Senator Clemens. Senator Deneen. Senator Douglas. Senator Elkins. Senator Funky Fromeyer. Senator Girdler. Senator Givens. Senator Herron. Senator Higdon. Senator Howell. Senator Maiden. Senator Mays Bledsoe. Senator McDaniel. Senator Meredith. Senator Mills. Senator Neal. Senator Nemes. Senator Nunn. Senator Rocky Adams. Senator Rawlings. Senator Reed. Senator Richardson. Senator Smith. Senator Stivers. Senator Storm.
Senator from Laurel, please cast your vote, then explain.
Thank you, Mr. President. I vote aye on the bill. My only concern that I brought up in committee is I represent Casey County and Lincoln County, and there's a lot of Amish individuals and Mennonites in those communities. And my concern is the type of placard that they're going to be required to display, number one. Secondly, is whether or not any sort of placard that they would be required to display, whether or not it violates any sort of religious issues that they may have with that, or whether or not they have to wear it on their person or place it on some sort of buggy. So those are my concerns. I did voice that at committee, but I vote aye, but I just wanted to make sure that we've taken those issues into account, Mr. President.
Senator Thomas. Senator Tishner. Senator Webb. Senator West. Senator Wheeler. Senator Williams. Senator Wilson. Senator Wise.
Carpenter's an aye. Okay. Seeing no one seeking recognition, there being 38 yeas, no nays, Senate Bill 153 as amended is passed. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I move that Senate Bill 145 be taken from its place in the orders of the day, read for the third time by title only, and placed upon its passage.
Mr. Clerk, if you would, please report.
Senate Bill 145, an act relating to the Department of Alcoholic Beverage Control and declaring an emergency. Senator Rocky Adams.
Senator from Taylor.
President, I yield to the Senator from Jefferson 36 for explanation of the bill.
Senator from Jefferson 36.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senate Bill 145 updates Kentucky's law governing caterer licenses issued by the Department of Alcoholic Beverage Control. It provides clearer rules for catering operations while maintaining strong public safety protections. The measure clarifies where and how licensed caterers may sell and serve alcoholic beverages. It ensures consistent food-to-alcohol revenue requirements across wet and moist territories, and it removes unnecessary administrative barriers that have created confusion for businesses and regulators alike. This legislation also establishes a 45-day deadline for ABC to approve or deny license applications, helping businesses plan and operate with greater certainty. Additionally, Senate Bill 145 prohibits the department from imposing arbitrary limits on the number of events a licensed caterer may serve or minimum attendance requirements not grounded in statute. So, it also has an emergency clause, Mr. President, and if there are no questions, I move for passage of Senate Bill 145.
is passage of Senate Bill 145. Seeing no one seeking recognition, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Berg. Senator Boswell. Senator Carpenter. Senator Carroll. Senator Chambers Armstrong. Senator Clemens. Senator Deneen. Senator Douglas. Senator Elkins. Senator Funky Fromeyer. Senator Girdler. Senator Givens. Senator Herron. Senator Higdon. Senator Howell. Senator Maiden. Senator Mays Bledsoe. Senator McDaniel. Senator Meredith. Senator Mills. Senator Neal. Senator Nemes. Senator Nunn. Senator Rocky Adams. Senator Rawlings. Senator Reed. Senator Richardson. Senator Smith. Senator Stivers.
Aye.
Senator Storm. Senator Thomas. Senator Tishner. Senator Webb. Senator West. Senator Wheeler. Senator Williams. Senator Wilson. Senator Wise.
Reed's an aye. Any member seeking recognition to cast, change, or explain their vote? Seeing none, there being 35 yeas, 1 nay, Senate Bill 145 is passed. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I move that Senate Bill 118 be taken from its place in the orders of the day, read for the third time by title only, and placed upon its passage.
Mr. Clerk, if you would, please report Senate Bill 118.
Senate Bill 118, an act relating to credit personal property insurance. Senator Storm.
Senator from Taylor.
President, I yield to the Senator from Laurel for explanation of the bill.
Senator from Laurel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, would you ask the clerk to report Senate Committee Substitute?
One?
Yes, I'm sorry. To 118.
Yeah, I got it.
The Senate Committee Substitute.
Mr. Clerk, if you would, please report Senate Committee Substitute number 1.
Senate Committee Sub 1 to Senate Bill 118.
Senator from Laurel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, the Senate Committee Substitute to Senate Bill 118 makes 2 technical changes. Number 1, it amends Section 2 of the bill to make clear that vehicle protection products, otherwise known as GAP waivers, are not subject to the provisions of this bill. Secondly, it amends Section 6 to make it consistent with Section 5 of the bill and existing Kentucky statute that credit insurance property filings are file and use. Mr. President, this time I move adoption of Committee Substitute number 1.
Matter for the body is adoption of Senate Committee Substitute number 1. Seeing no one seeking recognition, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed. Senate Committee Substitute number 1 is adopted. Senator from Laurel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senate Bill 118, as amended by the Senate Committee Substitute, relates to credit property insurance, a product that protects personal property used to secure a loan in the event of theft, accidents, or natural disasters. Kentucky's licensed consumer loan companies have been offering this product to their customers for more than 20 years. Although these insurance products are already filed and approved by the Department of Insurance, there's currently no specific statutory authority in Kentucky law. That is the very point of Senate Bill 118. Senate Bill 118 simply codifies the Kentucky Revised Statute, or in Kentucky Revised Statutes, the practice that has been in place regarding these credit property insurance products. There's no intent to change the products, how they work, or how they are regulated. If Kentuckians buy credit property insurance today or after the bill passes, they will see no difference. The only thing that will change is that these products will have a basis in Kentucky law, if there is ever a legal question about the legitimacy of these products. Mr. President, if there's no questions, I move passage of Senate Bill 118 as amended by the Senate Committee Substitute.
The matter before the body is passage of Senate Bill 118 as amended. Seeing no one seeking recognition, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Berg. Senator Boswell. Senator Carpenter. Senator Carroll. Senator Chambers Armstrong. Senator Clemens. Senator Deneen. Senator Douglas. Senator Elkins. Senator Funky Fromeyer. Senator Girdler. Senator Givens. Senator Herron. Senator Higdon. Senator Howell. Senator Maiden. Senator Mays Bledsoe. Senator McDaniel. Senator Meredith. Senator Mills. Senator Neal. Senator Nemes. Senator Nunn. Senator Rocky Adams. Senator Rawlings. Senator Reed. Senator Richardson. Senator Smith. Senator Stivers. Senator Storm. Senator Thomas. Senator Tishner. Senator Webb. Senator West. Senator Wheeler. Senator Williams. Senator Wilson. Senator Wise.
Were you wishing to speak on, to explain your vote? No. Okay. No nays. Senate Bill 118 as amended is passed. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I move that Senate Bill 45 be taken from its place in yours today, read for the third time by title only, and placed upon its passage.
Mr. Clerk, please report Senate Bill 45.
Senate Bill 45, an act relating to agritourism. Senator Webb.
Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, I yield to the senator from Carter for explanation of the bill.
Senator from Carter.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members, I wish we didn't have to legislate things that we have enjoyed historically and in our cultural heritage and other things, and things that contribute to the bottom line of this state, but we do. And Senate Bill 45 is first I'm going to say what it isn't, because there's a disingenuous campaign against anything pertaining to animals nowadays, usually by radical extremists, whether that are well-funded. It is not a puppy mill bill. Let's get that out there. I work closely with legitimate breeders and other entities, and this doesn't have anything to do with that. So let's take that off the table. But this is in response to documented and growing national patterns of prohibitions locally against lawful agriculture activities and animal-related businesses. And dozens of municipalities in several states have enacted bans on things that are regulated that comply with animal welfare standards and laws, including rodeos, exhibits, petting zoos, pony rides, the horse-drawn carriage. I personally worked on that in cities as close as Nashville, in a state where equine culture pays a lot of bills. So this is real. And this proactive measure would, these things, they stem from not animal cruelty or a violation of animal cruelty law. It's shifting political pressures from these radical groups that really have agendas, and I would suggest you read up on them if you aren't familiar with them. Entities like the Humane Society of the United States, whatever they're being called now, PETA and others, that really don't want you to utilize, own an animal, eat an animal, wear fur, or whatever the case may be. So that's who's behind a lot of the rhetoric, and that is their ultimate agenda. So this would actually, Kentucky has led the nation in a lot of agriculture animal welfare standards. We have been a model. We were proactive. I was lucky to be here then, and they've served us very well. Kentucky has good cruelty laws, good welfare laws. Nobody wants anything but that for our companions and partners in business in our households. And so, this is well intended. It has no malicious intent. It has no hidden components, as they would like you to say, and it does not protect any bad actors. The language of this is clear. It does ensure that lawful businesses operating in compliance with local, state, and federal law are allowed to do so and not selectively prohibited based on arbitrary agenda. And, we try to do things based in science and legitimate things here, not necessarily on rhetoric and emotion, because that does not make a good product. This does not make good law. And there has been some considerations shown to me that I've looked at, and some of them would effectively gut the bill, particularly in relation to what's a working animal. This is a Working Animal Protection Act, and we need definition. We do it every day, and some of us litigators litigate interpretations of that. However, I think this is fairly clear and fairly as to what it applies to. It is to provide clarity actually, and fairness through the Commonwealth, so you don't have a patchwork of arbitrary ordinance or prohibition that impact the revenue of individuals, entities, and industries throughout the state. That has national consequences as well, because there are economies in this. We had a KEEP meeting today. A lot of you were there. And we all know the monetary contribution that our equine partners make to this state. Entertainment value, tourism, farm revenue, the list goes on and on. So those are the things we want to protect. And not to thwart or avoid any welfare violations, because that's not going to change. Nothing's going to change there. This is our heritage, our economy, and our rural identity for districts like mine and people like me who actually show horses and hunt their dogs and do whatever in a legal manner. So this bill, we passed this out of the Senate last year, just for a little bit of history. Had no problem. We had a little time issue in the House, but I think it'll be well received there, and it will provide us a little protection. We have major events like rodeo, our state fair. I show cattle in Louisville. I've showed horses in Louisville all my life. And we have economic drivers there, sailbridge shows, other shows that local ordinance could do away with. We have state investment there. We're expanding, I think, the fairgrounds now. We have a plan for expansion because it's an economic driver. It brings people in from all over the country and all over the world. Those are what we're trying to protect here, because it's real, it's happening in other jurisdictions. Venues are closing, and legitimate lawful enterprise involving animals, including dogs. Dogs work. There's herding dogs, guardian dogs, police dogs, the list goes on and on, hunting dogs. All those jobs are bred to work. They're bred to do a job. They're bred to work. It will protect those and those enterprises and those entities. So there is nothing sinister about this. This has been passed in a couple other states. Idaho took it out of committee, I think, when we did. And I would just say that it's necessary in the society that we live in today if we're going to protect what we value and cherish. And don't be fooled by the rhetoric, because I'm an attorney, and sometimes we disagree or we probably couldn't make a living. But I've had a lot of attorneys look at this, and there's no ghost behind the tree here. So I would ask, Mr. President, I'd move passage of Senate Bill 45, but answer any questions that need be.
The matter before the body is passage of Senate Bill 45. Any member seeking recognition for the purpose of question or discussion? Senator from Campbell.
Yes, sir, to speak on the bill?
Please proceed.
Yes, sir. In the process that we have underway, I did prepare a floor amendment to address some of the concerns that we did actually also address in the committee and in our Agriculture Committee process. Though I voted yes, it was in the understanding that we would take into further consideration these concerns that my county of Campbell brought forward that I find quite valid. And one of the most valid points I'd like to recognize is just barely 5 legislative days ago, we were on the floor discussing local control of massage parlors and the importance that local control can provide extra meaningful eyes and ears an emphasis to something perhaps that could be going awry. One thing that Campbell County has done just a very fine job on is having one of the finest county fairs where we have so many children involved showing animals. The 4-H is very active, FFA is very active, and we have an incredible sale of champions for our steers, our hogs, our lambs. We're very dedicated to the farm community. We're very dedicated to the working animals. But Campbell County has done some very meaningful local ordinances, and Senate Bill 45 would take those local ordinances away. And one of the requests that we had in modifying this language was to maintain that those local ordinances could still remain and be enforceable. That's very important. There's other parts of the state that have already put some meaningful local ordinances in place. So just recognizing that I was delayed in getting the floor amendment, therefore my fellow legislators can't vote on these modifications at this point. I would just need to vote no. And if this in fact passes the Senate floor, then I'll continue to work with the bill sponsor and also with the House to make some meaningful adjustments, including the very broad working animal language that was added to be perhaps tightened a bit. Thank you, Mr. President, and I'll be voting no.
Any other member who is yet to be recognized? Nobody's in the queue. Senator from Carter, do you have a final comment? Brief?
I do, if I may, Mr.
Please.
President. If you look at Section 2, I've actually incorporated language that some municipalities wanted to do, and I'll just read it. So long as agritourism activity complies with public health and safety and planning and zoning requirements or any other existing law enforceable by the recognized police power of a local government. So I put that in at municipalities' request. I've been working on this bill for a couple of years. It passed the Senate last year with that language. And that is the intent, to work with municipalities, however, not to let them be ominous, burdensome, and prohibitive and create a patchwork of regulation. And I'm for local control. I'm all about local control until that local control inhibits and adversely impacts to a great degree the economy and the lifestyle and the culture and the freedom and the property rights of the state and federal economy and our ability to pursue our freedom.
Seeing no other members seeking recognition, Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Senator Berg. Senator Boswell. Senator Carpenter. Senator Carroll. Senator Chambers Armstrong. Senator Clemens. Senator Deneen. Senator Douglas. Senator Elkins. Senator Funky Fromeyer. Senator Girdler. Senator Givens. Senator Herron. Senator Higdon. Senator Howell. Senator Maiden. Senator Mays Bledsoe. Senator McDaniel. Senator Meredith. Senator Mills. Senator Neal. Senator Nemes. Senator Nunn. Senator Rocky Adams. Senator Rawlings. Senator Reed. Senator Richardson. Senator Smith. Senator Stivers.
Aye.
Senator Storm. Senator Thomas. Senator Tishner. Senator Webb. Senator West. Senator Wheeler. Senator Williams. Senator Wilson. Senator Wise.
Any other members seeking recognition to cast, change, or explain their vote? Seeing none, there being 26 yeas, 12 nays, Senate Bill 45 is passed. Senator from Taylor.
Mr. President, that concludes the orders of the day.
Thank you, Senator from Taylor. Next order of business is meeting of the Rules Committee and Committee on Committees.
Mr. President, I move
Taylor,
that
do you
this-
have a motion?
I'm sorry, Mr. President. Make the motion the Senate recess for meeting in the Rules Committee and the Committee on Committees at the clerk's desk, please.
This body shall be in recess until call of chair. Body shall come to order. Next order of business is report of committees. Mr. Clerk, please report.
The Rules Committee has met and posted the following bills to the regular orders for Friday, February 13th, 2026. Senate Bill 69, Senate Bill 72, and Senate Bill 110. The Rules Committee has posted these bills to the regular orders for Tuesday, February 17th, 2026. Senate Bill 9 and Senate Bill 141. And the Rules Committee has recommitted the following bill to Appropriations and Revenue, Senate Bill 57. The Committee on Committees has met and referred the following resolutions to the Senate floor: Senate Resolutions 92, 93, and 94.
Yeah, that's what I'm planning. Mr. Clerk, does that conclude your report? Thank you, sir. Next order of business will be motions, petitions, resolutions, communications, and announcements. Members, Senator from Taylor,
Communicate with the body, Mr. President.
please proceed.
Mr. President, want to make the announcement that on Monday, due to the President's Day holiday and observance of that, we will not be here on Monday in observance of that day. And Mr. President, I guess we could call that the Senator from Clay's Day, being the President's Day. So I hope you do have a good day off that day, Mr. President, and away maybe from these chambers for a day. But we will return on Tuesday, February 17th. We will gavel in at 4 p.m. that afternoon on Tuesday the 17th. I do think the Senator McCracken will be making an announcement later about the Families and Children's Committee. So with that, Mr. President, just to make everyone aware, we are not here on Monday, but we will gavel in on Tuesday, February the 17th at 4 p.m. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Members, please take note of the schedule, and I know there are several announcements coming for committee, either schedule or adjustments in schedule for Tuesday. So the chair would recognize Senator from Warren.
Act on a resolution, Mr. President.
Please proceed.
Mr. President, could you have the clerk report Senate Resolution 79 and read it in its entirety?
Mr. Clerk, if you would, please report Senate Resolution 79 and read it in its entirety.
Senate Resolution 79, a resolution adjourning the Senate in honor and loving memory of Joseph Hardin McFarland. Whereas Joseph Hardin McFarland was born on January 30th, 1931 in Bowling Green, and traversed these earthly bounds to join his Father in heaven on January 14th, 2026, at the age of 94 years. Whereas Joseph Hardin McFarland was a 1949 graduate of Bowling Green High School, received his Bachelor of Business Administration from the University of Nebraska and his Master of Hospital Administration from Baylor University. Whereas Joseph McFarland was married to his wife, Alicia Ruth Rollins McFarland, for 65 years, and they had 3 daughters. Whereas Joseph Hardin McFarland was in the U.S. Army for 28 years, where he served in Korea, Fort Benning, Fort Sam Houston, Vietnam, Germany, and the Presidio of San Francisco. Whereas Joseph Hardin McFarland retired from the 6th Army Medical Command in 1976 as a lieutenant colonel and returned to Bowling Green. And whereas upon his retirement from service, Joseph McFarland returned to his beloved Presbyterian Church, where he served as an elder and a deacon as a devoted follower of Jesus Christ. He joined the Noon Rotary Club, where he was an active member for 40 years. His mission of service continued outside of the church as he served on the Salvation Army Board of Directors and was active in numerous organizations supporting the arts, Western Kentucky University, and the community's most vulnerable. Joseph Hardin McFarland started the shoe and sock donation drive for Warren Elementary School and enjoyed reading to the kindergarten and first grade classes on a regular basis. And whereas Joseph McFarland was preceded in death by his wife, he is survived by his 3 daughters, Jane, Susan, and Catherine, and 3 grandchildren, Melinda Catherine, Mary Catherine, and Drew, and 4 great-grandchildren, Mason Rawlings, Lillian Grace, Joseph Grant, and Lowell Ruth, and a host of other families and friends. Whereas the passing of Joseph Hardin McFarland has left a void that can never be filled, he will be missed greatly by his family and his friends and the community of Bowling Green. And now therefore be it resolved by the Senate of the General Assembly of the Commonwealth of Kentucky, the Senate hereby expresses its deep sense of sorrow upon the passing of Joseph Hardin McFarland and extends to his family, friends, and community its sincerest condolences.
Senator from Warren.
Thank you, Mr. President. I had the pleasure to meet Joe McFarland 2019 when I began to date his daughter. And I can tell you that I enjoyed a lot of stories from Joe because he remembered a time when Bowling Green had streets that were made out of dirt. And when he actually rode the milk wagon all the way back to the dairy, and they gave him some ice cream when he was a kid. I enjoyed many wonderful stories from Joe about the early days, and then also stories when he was in the Army. And it was read that he served in Korea. He was he was hospital administrator in the Army. So when you think about the story that was on television, MASH, the MASH units that were in Korea, he would have been over those. He served 2 tours in Vietnam as hospital administrator and had some pretty hairy stories about that as he was going out to check on those units that were there. But the great thing about him is that he retired from the Army after having been deployed to different places and served in different forts, and also in Germany at the Presidio, where he retired. And he came back to Bowling Green. And there, his dad had been very involved in building houses and different things of that nature, and he worked with his dad, but he got very involved with a lot of different organizations, serving on their boards. And the one thing about Joe, he was very frugal in the way he lived. He would drive cars, until they were fairly old. And, his house was not a mansion by any means. It was a nice house. But certainly lived frugally, but was very, very generous to a lot of organizations. And he would never want any recognition for that. And in fact, if he knew I was talking about him on the floor right now, he'd probably be telling me to hush up. Because he just didn't like, being recognized for that. He would do it all behind the scenes. And he would never tell anybody about it. And a lot of times he'd never tell his family. But very often, there would be large donations and large gifts given to many organizations, and we would find out about it. Not necessarily from him, because he just was that type of guy. He loved his church, supported it, loved the SkyPack Performing Arts Center there. He was very much a big supporter of the arts, but also the Salvation Army, served on the board there a long time. Started the Sock and Shoe Drive through the Rotary Club, which goes on today, which I'm a member of. And, it's just hard to replace somebody like that. At 94 years of age, up until about 6 months ago, he was very active, driving himself to the restaurant at night, having dinner by himself, driving himself home. And he loved his family, and we will miss him, and we do miss him. And so, Mr. President, if there are no questions or anyone else that wishes to speak, I move for adoption of Senate Resolution 79.
Resolution. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Resolution is adopted. Thank you, Senator Warren, and this is an expression of our sympathy to you and your family. Senator from Davies.
Mr. President, I'd like to register a vote on Senate Bill 158. I had to step out for a minute. Aye.
Please file the appropriate paperwork. You have further need.
Yes, sir.
Please continue.
I had co-sponsorship requests on Senate Bill 179 with the permission of the sponsor.
Please file the appropriate paperwork without objection. So ordered. Senator from Oldham.
Mr. President, a co-sponsorship request with the permission of the primary sponsor I wish to be added to Senate Bill 47, and I also have a vote modification.
Please continue.
Thank you. I would like to change my vote on SB 155 to a no. Thank you.
File the appropriate paperwork and without objection, so ordered. Senator from Campbell.
Yes, an announcement, Mr. President.
Please proceed.
Yes, hard to believe that today is Thursday, and as we are preparing for your President's Day on Monday, We want to start the weekend off strong with a breakfast from the Kentucky State Police Professional Organization. So join us at 7 a.m. in the cafeteria on Friday morning, Mr. President.
Members, please take note of the breakfast, but not of the day for me. Senator from Bell.
Sponsorship request, Mr. President.
Please continue.
With the permission of the primary sponsors, I'd like to be added to Senate Bill 172, 77, 47, and 159, and I have the proper paperwork.
Please file the same without objection, so ordered. Senator from Callaway.
Communicate with the body, Mr. President.
Please proceed.
There will be no Senate Ag Committee this coming Tuesday.
Members, please take note. Senator from Marion.
Thank you, Mr. President. Announcement.
Please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. President. The Kentucky Automobile Dealers Association is hosting a reception tonight at the Foundry, located at 327 West Broadway, beginning at 5:30. Please come enjoy your local automobile dealers. Thank you.
Members, please take note. Senator from McCracken.
Announcement, Mr. President.
Please continue.
Mr. President, the Families and Children Committee will meet on Tuesday. However, rather than meeting at 8 a.m., we will meet at 2 p.m. Right now, we have one item on the agenda, unless I can convince leadership to add one more this afternoon. Thank you, Mr. President.
Maybe you need to meet at 8 a.m. Senator from Boone, 20. The senior
Co-sponsorship.
senator from Boone from 20.
With permission of the primary sponsor, I'd like to be listed as co-sponsor on Senate Bill 101 and Senate Bill 72.
Please file the paperwork without objection, so ordered.
Thank you.
Senator from Grayson.
Co-sponsor request, Mr. President.
Please proceed.
With permission of the primary sponsor, I move to be added as co-sponsors of Senate Bill 47, 159, and 108, and I have the proper paperwork.
Please file the same without objection, so ordered. Senator from Laurel.
Co-sponsorship, Mr. President.
Please continue.
Mr. President, with the permission of the primary sponsors, I move to be added as a co-sponsor to Senate Bill 47 and Senate Bill 69. I have the appropriate paperwork.
Please file the same and without objection, so ordered. Senator from Scott.
Co-sponsorship request, Mr. President.
Please proceed.
With permission of the primary sponsor, I move to be added as co-sponsor of Senate Bill 47, and I have the appropriate paperwork.
File the paperwork and without objection, so ordered. Senator from Clark.
Co-sponsorship, Mr. President.
Please continue.
Mr. President, with the permission of the primary sponsor, I wish to be added to Senate Bill 97, Senate Bill 72, and Senate Bill 47, and I have the proper paperwork.
Without objection, so ordered. Senator from Pike.
Co-sponsorship, Mr. President.
Please proceed.
With permission of the primary sponsor, I'd like to be added as the co-sponsor to Senate Bill 47 and Senate Bill 159, and I will file the appropriate paperwork.
Without objection, so ordered. Senator from Jefferson, 33.
Co-sponsorship, Mr. President.
Please continue.
With permission of the primary sponsor, I move to be added as the co-sponsor of Senate Bill 47 and Senate Bill 159. I have the proper paperwork to submit.
File the same and without objection, so ordered. Senator from Shelby.
Co-sponsorship request, Mr. President.
Please proceed.
With permission of the primary sponsor, I move to be added as the co-sponsor of Senate Bill 153, and I have the proper paperwork.
Without objection, so ordered. I have one here.
I am, Mr. President. Co-sponsorship.
Please continue.
I now have permission from the sponsor to be a co-sponsor of Senate Bill 47.
Please file the appropriate paperwork and without objection, so ordered. Senator from Jefferson, 35.
Thank you, Mr. President. Will the clerk report Senate Resolution 82 by title only?
Mr. Clerk, if you would, please report Senate Resolution 82 by title only.
Senate Resolution 82, a resolution recognizing February 11th, 2026 as Recovery Advocacy Day in the Commonwealth of Kentucky.
Senator from Jefferson 35.
Thank you. Move adoption, please.
Matter for the body is adoption of the resolution. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Resolution is adopted. Seeing no other member seeking recognition, we will go to introduction of floor amendments. Mr. Clerk, do you have a report?
I do.
Please proceed.
Senate Floor Amendment 1 to Senate Bill 45. Senator Funky Fromeyer.
Any additional amendment?
I have one introduction.
Well, we will then move to introduction of new bills and resolutions. Mr. Clerk, please report.
Senate Bill 193, an act relating to crimes and punishments, Senator Deneen. Senate Bill 194, an act relating to local boards of education, Senator Tishner. Senate Bill 195, an act relating to civil causes of action, Senator Richardson. Senate Bill 196, an act relating to grooming, Senator Reed. Senate Resolution 98, resolution adjourning the Senate in honor and loving memory of Paige Nikki Nicole Feltner, Senator Smith.
Mr. Clerk, does that conclude your report?
It looks like I do have one more.
Please report.
I may have already issued that. I may not have taken it off. Senate Floor Amendment 1 to Senate Bill 45.
You did.
Okay.
You reported that earlier. Thank you, Mr. Clerk.
Thank you.
Next order of business would be adjournment. Seeing no one seeking recognition, Senator Taylor, do you have a motion?
Mr. President, I do. I move that the Senate adjourn until 9 a.m. Friday, February 13th, year of our Lord 2026.
This body shall adjourn until 9 a.m. Friday, February 13th, year of our Lord 2026.